The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today we're taking a detailed look at the 2017 Tidewater 252 LXF. Now, the design team at Tidewater tell us that this is a fishing-focused center console with the amenities that a family is looking for. She's powered by twin Evinrude E-TEC G2 150HO outboards, so let's get started by taking a look at the performance numbers. The 252 LXF has a beam of 9 feet 3 inches, which is 9 inches wider than a number of boats in her class. Her dry weight is 4,150 pounds, which puts her about in the middle of center consoles this size. With 2 people, a full tank of fuel, and test gear, our 252 LXF weighed an estimated 6,405 pounds. The E-TEC G2 150HO outboards had a 2.17 to 1 gear reduction and turned 15-inch by 20-inch RX4 4-bladed stainless steel propellers. We hit a top speed of 51 miles per hour at 5,600 RPM and recorded best cruise at 3,000 RPM, where the boat ran 24.5 miles per hour and burned 8.8 gallons per hour. At that speed, she gets 2.78 miles per gallon, which gives her a range of 316 miles, with 10% of the boat's 126-gallon fuel capacity held in reserve. The twin E-TEC G2 150HOs come with digital shift and throttle, and that means no lag in precise RPM settings. The engines come standard with Evinrude's iTrim automatic trim system. The 252 LXF rides on a V-bottom design with a sharp bow entry and broad flare. She has 4 strakes, and notice the spray rails in the hull sides above the reverse chines. Our test boat showed impressive agility in turns, carving tight, clean arcs in both directions, and transitioning smoothly when we crisscrossed the wakes of our photo boat. We detected no cavitation during our maneuvers. Working our way up the motor, let's check out the integrated hydraulic steering in the G2 midsection. All the components, including the enclosed hydraulic actuators, are contained in the housing, which significantly reduces corrosion and eliminates the external hydraulic cylinder and arm that can fail and take up space in the outboard well. The E-TEC G2 150HOs trim up to 81 degrees. The Tidewater 252 LXR is intended to be used offshore at high speeds in what can be considered sloppy conditions, and her sharp 4-foot and 21-degree dead rise at the transom will help cushion the ride. Stepping aboard the 252 LXF, let's start on the bow, which has full wraparound bolster padding and an inviting feel with family-friendly seating. We measured the depth in the bow at 33.5 inches. The forward seats have a removable backrest to starboard, and a hinged cushion folds onto the port gunnel to create a backrest. The compartments under the cushions drain so they can be used for a variety of purposes. The hatches are hinged and can be locked. There's another compartment in the base of the console bench seat. In the foredeck, we found an optional Lumar freefall windlass and its own locker plus recessed foot controls. With the anchor locker hatch closed, there's enough space for an angler to step up on the foredeck and fish. A hatch 18 inches wide on the port side of the console opens to a compartment that can be used as a head, changing room, or storage compartment. It has 5 feet 8 inches of headroom. Our 252 LXF had an optional fiberglass hardtop with LED lights, a locking radio box, 2 speakers, and 4 rocket launcher-style rod holders. Notice how the hardtop frame integrates into the Helm console. There's 18 inches of space between the console and the gunnel. Amidships, the cockpit depth is 33.5 inches. At the 252 LXF's helm, there's an acrylic windshield and a dash-mounted compass on the center line. The instrument panel has a space for optional electronics, and the accessory switches are to starboard. And the Evinrude icon touchscreen is centrally positioned. The trim tab buttons are between the digital shift and throttle controls and the tilt steering wheel. A single key and separate ignition switches power up the motors, and there's a stereo remote ahead of the companion seat. With a rail on the bottom of the leaning post frame, an angled footrest on the console, and individual folding bolsters, the captain and companion should be relatively comfortable going offshore. The 250 LXF's cockpit has a full-width bench seat, padded bolsters, and rod and landing tackle racks in the gunnels. Cockpit width is 6 feet 3 inches wide, and we measure cockpit depth in this area at just over 27 inches. The bottom cushions for the aft bench seat are removable. Underneath, we found the live well with rounded corners and a blue finish, and one of 2 draining lockers to starboard. In the aft port corner, the bottom cushion pulls out and the backrest folds open on a hinge to provide passage to the stern. There are rod holders and cup holders on each side, and notice that Tidewater provides plenty of inspection hatches. Aft to port, there's a 3-step boarding ladder, and just ahead is a pull-out shower. Twin hatches in the splash well open up to access the live well's plumbing, fuel water separators, and other equipment and through-hull hoses. There's no wood in the construction of this boat, and she has a 10-year hull warranty. And that is our full look at the Tidewater 252 LXF. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.